morning, the most news in the morning, period. Weekdays 6 Eastern.
The Catholic Church launching a new campaign to inspire young men down on their luck to serve. And they're looking to find recruits, and they're looking for them deep underground. And as it turns out, some are answering the call. CNN's Alina Cho is following this story for us. You rode the subway, did you?
I ride the subway almost every day, John Roberts. Good morning, Kieran. Welcome back. Good morning, everybody. You know, we have all heard the stories about the dwindling number of Catholic priests. Well, the same thing is happening with Franciscan friars, who are also part of the Catholic Church. So the friars are actually doing what many people have found a bit startling. They're actively recruiting by taking their pitch underground. The Franciscan friars need a few good men, and they're going to the front lines to find them. The New York City subway.
Day shift, night shift, how about a life shift?
That's so great. That's the catchphrase of this unusual ad campaign, targeting men aged 22 to 38. A new generation of friars, badly needed. 1,000 posters, 200 in Spanish, plastered all over the subways. You have to say, it's a little out of character.
It is, but these days, if you're looking for people, for the Franciscans or anywhere else, you have to be creative, and you have to go where people are.
When you pray...
The timing couldn't be better. Anecdotally, the bad economy is driving more people to church. People suddenly having deeper thoughts. Father Brian Smale used to work at a bank. Do you feel like if we're going to get them, we're going to get them now?
Absolutely. Or at least it's a very opportune moment. There's a lot of self-reflection going on in our society. People have seen that there are limits to the system.
Since the ads debuted in late December, traffic to the Friars website is up 40%. And so far, 40 men have called.
Some people call and say, well, what does it pay? What's the salary? And others, basically, how do I sign up? But then we have to explain to them, no, it's a little bit more complicated than that.
For the record, 6 years of training. And outside of food and shelter, the only pay comes from high above. That has not deterred 29-year-old George Camacho. He recently lost his job, saw the ad on the subway, and something about those smiling faces grabbed him.
It's not the stereotypical priestly kind of activities. You know, they're not super quiet or super formal or incredibly serious. They're like so outgoing, and they make jokes, and they enjoy their life.
A brotherhood with a vow to serve.
What should I be doing with my life? And service is a big draw for people now, especially young people. They want to give something back.
If you look back on history, tough times have been good for Franciscan friars. Listen to this. After World War II, their numbers actually skyrocketed. Men were coming home from war, they were reevaluating their lives and signing up. Well, the same seems to be happening today in smaller numbers. The recession has caused a lot of people to say maybe there's more to life than making money, and maybe it is finally time to get back. And certainly the friars could use a few good men because, you know, just 30 years ago there were 1,000 friars on the east coast of the U.S. Today there are 370 if you count the people who are in training. And so, yeah, wow. Hardly any.
So why are the numbers dwindling?
Well, you know, it's interesting. One reason is there's a focus on materialism in this society today, much more so than, say, 30, 40 years ago. But also, what's interesting is that Catholic families used to be a lot bigger, you know. So, you know, parents were having 4, 5, 6 children. They would say, you know, maybe it would be nice if one would go to the convent, one would go to the friary. Today, a lot of those Catholic families are having 2 children, and they're saying, you know what, I want grandchildren, so I want my children to marry. And so that has been a shift as well. Very interesting.
Interesting recruiting program.
And it's working.
Thanks for bringing it to us.
Thanks, Alina.